Joining us now is Brittany Coleman, a civil rights attorney at the Education Department, who just got notice yesterday that she was being laid off. She's also national shop steward in the AFGE union. Brittany, thank you for coming on with us. How did you learn you were losing your job, and what was your reaction?
Thank you for having me. And to see how I learned I was losing my job was I got an email earlier yesterday stating that our offices would be suddenly closed, which was highly unusual. And it was already adding to the heightened chaos and confusion that people are experiencing because of the DOGE emails that we were getting every week and the deferred resignation emails. So last night when I got home, I started getting text messages saying that other people got their RIF notices from the agency. And then I just happened to check my email, and that's where I saw that I got one too. It was just a simple email where we were all blind copied stating that we were let go in the name of pushing the Trump executive order for efficiency.
Are you angry? Are you worried? How is this sitting with you?
I am definitely angry because I don't understand why I and my colleagues have been targeted for just doing our jobs. Our jobs are protecting the American public and their patient students. So it's very frustrating to not only have to endure the demeaning emails and ridicule that we're getting in the media, but to also have to lose your job when all you were doing was just following the law and enforcing that, or providing statistics to help teachers do their jobs.
In the public announcement of these cuts, part of the statement we got reads, the Department of Education will continue to deliver on all statutory programs that fall under the agency's purview, including formula funding, student loans, Pell Grants, funding for special needs students, and competitive grant making. Brittany, what do you see as the impact here for students, teachers, and families all around the country?
Well, I'll tell you that I think the impact is that they're going to get the residuals of the chaos that we've been experiencing as employees. It's hard to believe that removing functions and removing the people who do those functions, such as making sure that students receive their services if they have special needs, or making sure that there is adequate documentation of the students receiving those needs, how that eliminating their function is going to help the American public. It's just unclear to me how removing Head Start or removing Title I funding through block grants, how any of that would be actually helpful in getting to the students who need it most.
I'm not so sure it's clear that all that funding is being removed. There's a lot of questions that still need to be answered. Here's what the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, said about these cuts last night.
So many of the programs are really excellent. We need to make sure that money does get to the states, but we want more money to be able to go to the states. And that's what the president said all along. If we get rid of the bureaucracy, the states will get more. It'll go directly into the states.
Block grants to states.
Perhaps block grants without so many strings and red tape attached to it.
What's your response to that?
Well, my response is, just to clarify, when I say removing it from the function of the Department of Education, because they are talking about moving those to other agencies like Health and Human Services, which is also being gutted. When you talk about removing that funding from our agency, we are the experts and we know how to administer that. We know how to help states be able to target that funding to make sure that it gets to lower income areas, would that be urban or rural areas. And it's not clear that how that would actually be helpful. What would be clear is that, the process of moving that stuff is not going to assist states. Is actually going to hinder those efforts, because you're not going to have the federal oversight that we give in order to make sure that that is being administered and that people are not being discriminated against based on federal non-discrimination laws.